Hello. What I'm trying to do today is a very quick tutorial on how to use Fusion to draw a phone holder. The first thing you need to do once you open is right click up the top and create a new component, and a second and a third. These are going to be the three parts that we will assemble to make our phone holder. You'll notice that up the top now it turns into three boxes, which is an assembly. The first one of these boxes, I'm going to tap on it slowly and in capital letters, make sure it's capitals. I'm going to call this the base. The next piece is going to be known as the front, and the bottom one shall be known as the back. The back is now the active component. It has a little dot next to it. I'm going to start with the base, so I need to make sure that I activate it and make sure the dot is next to base. What I'm going to do now is start with a rectangle, sketch a rectangle. It comes up with a dihedral box, and I want to pick one of the vertical planes. Once I do that, it'll face me in an orthographic view, and I can start drawing a rectangle. I can go between the two dimensions by using the tab on the keypad. This dimension I want to be 19 and the other one is 42. So these are the dimensions for the piece of wood. Once I've done that, I need to extrude, and a little pop-up box comes up. I need to select the face or the profile. The next thing I need to do is drag that out, and I can type in a measurement of 75 and press enter. Before I get out of this, I'm going to right click and hit physical materials. I'm going to scroll down to wood, and I'm going to move the mouse and select a timber that I like, white oak, and put it onto, drag and drop it onto the piece of timber, and then I can close that one. So I now have a piece of wood, 42 by 19 by 75. I need to go to the next part, so I'm going to draw the front. I need to select the face that's going to contain the front, and I'm going to draw a sketch on it. Now, the material is going to be 75mm wide and about 80mm tall. So I might be lucky enough to actually move the mouse and click to the grids and make it those two measurements. If not, you can type them in. What I'm going to do now is extrude, so I need to select that face and the one below it, and I need to drag it forward a distance of 3mm. Before I let go of it, I'm going to change its physical material and make it, I'll select glass, and there are a number of different glass materials, which is good, which enables it to be see-through. The next part that I'm going to draw is the back, so I make it active. I'm going to spin the box around, and I'm going to do a sketch on that back surface. This one is going to be 75 wide and a little bit taller, probably 100-110mm. I extrude it as well, and it's going to be a distance of 3mm, and change its colour. I'll leave mine dark for the time being. What I'm now going to do is start to cut some pieces away. So I'll go to my front piece, and I'm going to sketch a line, or I can use these different sketch tools. So I'm going to sketch a line on that front face, and I'm going to start at the edge. I'm going to click. I can draw some curves, or some stepped shapes, or some angled lines. What I'm going to do now is right click and press OK, and then extrude, and you'll notice that I've divided that into two surfaces. I can grab the top piece and I can either add material, or if I go in the opposite direction, you'll notice that it turns into cut. Once I hit the cut button, the OK button, it will remove that top portion. The back piece I'm going to turn into some cheese. So I'm going to draw some circles on that surface. I'm going to select 1, 2, 3 of them, and you'll notice that one of them goes over the edge. I can extrude this one and this and this, and again I'm not adding material but cutting it, and press OK. So there is my piece, which is finished. I'd need to save that, and then I go on to a piece of paper. So the paper is under Model, and I select Drawing. It asks a question about, do you want to use the current drawing, and you say yes. Now when this piece of paper opens up, I need to do two views. So the first one is an orthographic projection. This picture is far too small, so I open the browser. I'm going to make it a scale of 1:1, and rather than the front view, I'm going to pick the right view. So that shall change its orientation, and I'm going to place it exactly there on the piece of paper. I'll press OK. Now I need to drag a front and a top view, a top and a side view. So I'm going to click and drag up and across using this orthographic box on the side. Before I let it go, I'm also going to drag a view down and off the page, like so, and then I right click and press OK. This picture is in the wrong place, so I'm going to drag it up and place it about there. I'm going to right click and edit the view, and I'm going to turn on the colour. If you wanted to, you could change its physical size as well. The next thing that I need to do is some text. So all of these boxes should be called front view, top view and end view, and isometric. So using the text button, I need to drag a rectangle and type in capitals top view. And before I let it go, I might select all that text and make it 5 mil. And I'd label the others, front view, end view and isometric view. I need to put some dimensions on, and the best way to put dimensions is linear dimensions. So I'll bring it down to the third option. What I can do is select first and the second points and then drag out the measurements, and you should be able to very, very quickly tell me how big this material is. I've got a little bit of a mistake. You can see that my timber is only 39 millimeters, which means that I've made a mistake down the bottom here. I've drawn the piece of plastic inside rather than outside of the wood. I could fix that later. Before I finish, I need to do two more things. I need to go up the top here to table, and I'll drag that down, and the table is always part of the title block. I'm going to edit this and drag it and make it as wide as possible, and you'll notice that it has all of the pieces. It gives them a number, their quantity and their name, and also what material they're made of. To make a little bit more sense of this, I should also do something called balloons, which are hiding up the top, and this is where I select the pieces and it will drag a balloon. So part 1 is down the bottom here, which is known as the base, and I have a quantity of 1 of them. So a piece of paper should have 6 components. It should have an orthographic projection, an isometric, there should be some text, also some dimensions, balloons and a parts list. Thank you.